Hey everyone, welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. Today will be Thursday, January 4th. It is episode 67. It's 2024. Win one more. That's right. Michigan has advanced to the national championship game. Can't wait. What else we doing tonight, Max?
So we're gonna do some roundtable talk about Michigan, which I'm really excited for. Then we're gonna talk about some sports New Year's resolutions that we may have, or may throw out to our GHLs to follow. We're gonna have Sam's cooler talk, hopefully a quote, and we'll get out of here.
Love it. Let's do it, boys. Legally Teaching Engineer Sports, episode 67. It's 2024. Win one more. It's good. So big. Michigan Wolverine. Let's fucking go.
Oh, absolutely. I know you said to wait, but we had to
We're
lead
not.
on.
We're not waiting. Let's start off. Let's start it. Let's get right into it. Max, hit lead off here. Thoughts, whatever you want to say. As much time as you want, as little as you need.
I mean, it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Watching them play Bama, some would say that was the national championship game. It had 27.2 million viewers, which was the most all year. So I think everybody knew that it was going to be a great game, and they lived up to the hype. The granddaddy of them all, coming down to the final play, had many plays where guys were dogs during it. Roman Wilson, dog. JJ McCarthy, dog, getting hit, making a one-handed catch, and then Blake doing Blake things. So all around.
Sam, any thoughts from your perspective?
I mean, yeah, it was a great game. It was low scoring, but back and forth enough that it was entertaining. Um, you had miscues by both teams, which kept you on the edge of your seat. I mean, Michigan couldn't have gotten it any quicker. What, like 5 seconds in through a potential pick? That was a great start. I can just picture our father in his chair 5 seconds into that one. Um, yeah, it was a good game. I thought a lot of people probably were thinking the committee got it wrong. The way Florida State looked, I would say they got it right. It was a good game. They got the right matchup, and that at the end of the day, that's what people want. So
Yeah, agreed. Before I say talk about Michigan, I'll quickly hit on Washington, Texas. Another great game came down to literally the last play. 37-31 final. So Michigan will play Washington. Washington's no slouch. I know Max just said that was the title game, but I disagree. Washington's very good. Washington's number two team in the country for a reason. I think 4.5 spreads crazy. Going to be a huge, tough battle. Can't wait for it. Back to Michigan. That was a lot of deep breaths. That's what that was. It was stressful, but the first thing Max said after the game was, "We get to watch one more game," and that's probably what I'm most excited about. I love watching Michigan football. So many huge plays. I've been texting a bunch of people about it. I've watched a ton of replays. I know Roman's a dog, Max, but that block in the back on 4th and 2, you were beside yourself in the moment. You were yelling, "What are you doing?" And I was agreeing, but luckily it was far enough down the field for a first down. There's so many plays. Michigan special teams missed field goal, muffed an extra point. Obviously, they dropped the fumble, and then take it a step further, the punt return where Thaw dropped it. So they had to put the ball down the 1.5 yard line. There were so many plays. The defense stepped up. It was amazing. Josiah Stewart, Mason Graham, amazing. They didn't even try to throw it against Will Johnson because he's a dog. They didn't even try. Um, Michigan football is freaking legit. We're gonna keep talking about it. Max, give us some more. What else do
Yeah.
you think?
I mean, I think as a Michigan fan, watching them dominate in the first half and only be up two, it started to set in my head that they're gonna do something, or Bama's just gonna get that one play and it's all gonna be over. And the fact that that didn't happen, the fact that they dug in even harder, the offense didn't play great, but they got the job done. The defense was outstanding. The defense was like, "We got your back," kind of thing, which makes me going into the national championship game feel even better because it wasn't like a throttling. They had to work for it, and I think that made them love it and enjoy it even more. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, Michigan, in my lifetime, Michigan has never won a game like that. that things that went wrong, Michigan does not win those games. So every game Michigan's won this year, they've done everything right. 0 turnovers, against Penn State, 0 turnovers against Ohio State. They beat the shit out of them meticulously. They screwed up a bunch against Alabama, and Alabama's Alabama. Still found a way to win. Offense did nothing in the whole third quarter and most of the fourth. Max, we can admit we were going through it. When Michigan missed a field goal to cut it to a 4-point game, or to tie the game, I think.
Yes.
Field goal, or make it a 1 point, whatever it was. Missed the field goal on the turnover. Bama then came down and got a field goal to make it a 7-point game. So I think that's what it was. We were going through it quite heavily. It was a roller coaster of emotions. I'm so happy that they won, but the job's not done yet. And of course, I have one more shirt I got to show off.
Hell yeah.
Bet. Let's go. Sam, any last thoughts on Michigan?
No. I mean, I think the Washington Michigan matchup will be good. Washington definitely high powered, Michigan slow, meticulous. So I think the slower the game, that definitely favors Michigan from what I saw on their last one. But I mean, now like I said, I had it on. It was a relaxing game. You guys were sweating bullets, but it was just on. I'd look up and say like, why'd you throw that, or why didn't you get that? But yeah, that was a good one. So looking forward to it. But I don't even know. Is it at a decent time? Like, did you stay up for the Washington Texas one?
No, I fell asleep. Did you say it was
Good.
relaxing?
I mean, yeah.
My life got shortened by 13 years for sure after that Michigan Alabama.
We'll get to the relaxing part of my sports resolutions.
Okay. All right. I think to that point it starts at 7:30, so a little better. So not too bad.
It's still like a 3-hour game though. It's gonna be 11 o'clock.
And then the celebratory potential factors after, you're looking at midnight.
Everything they do is on Saturday or Fridays, No, let's go put the national championship, best game of all year, on a Monday night. NCAA, figure it out. That will never ever set into my life.
Yeah, and even the semis on New Year's Day, so I know it is what it is, had to happen, but most people probably had to work on the next day. So me, that was a tough next day.
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan won it out. I was heading to bed. Alabama was either going to score or not score. I was like getting things cleaned up and about to head to bed, and saw they stuffed them. I was like, thank God, because I want to go to bed.
All right, yeah, go blue. We'll be back. We'll maybe mention the game throughout the podcast a little bit more, but looking forward to it. Monday, 7:30 on ESPN against the Washington Huskies. Sam, did you hear about Link? Let a naysayer know? No? It's Jalen Milroe and another teammate's brand of T-shirts. It's LANK across his chest with parentheses, and it stands for Let a Naysayer Know.
I like it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Use your imagination vaguely with the word naysayer.
Look up the video from College Game Day, and you'll have a good laugh.
I don't need to use my imagination, Max.
All right. And then if you really want an even better laugh, look up the video from Desmond Howard when he returned home. He let everybody know. So he's a dog too.
Pretty good. Sam, do you have anything else for Roundtable?
Let's see. I mean, we haven't been on the podcast since the Lions got screwed and the Pistons won, and it all happened in one night, and one overshadowed the other.
Yeah, talk about one of them.
I thought the Lions overshadowed the Pistons winning, and I feel like that's just very unfortunate to end that and then have the Lions get screwed, and then that overshadows it. Because honestly, the Lions game didn't matter. It was for funsies. It meant nothing to the Lions. Or did it?
It meant a lot. They were still playing for the number 1 seed at that point, and now with that call and everything that transpired, they have no shot. They're locked in at the 3 seed. So if they would have got the 1 seed, they would have been in Ford Field throughout their whole playoff run. But now they only get 1 game, which
unless they're the top seed, right? Like if the 1 seed loses.
So I'm gonna push back on everything. Nope, they were probably weren't gonna get the 1 seed, Max. So if San Fran wins out, if they would have won out, they would have been the 1 seed. Lions needed them to lose a game. Since the Lions and the Eagles lost, San Fran locked in the 1 seed. If the Lions would have beaten the Cowboys, they would have potentially been going into this weekend to simply win into the automatic 2 seed. Now they need the Eagles and Cowboys both to lose to be the 2 seed. Very unlikely to have happen. So they're, yeah, as Max correctly notes, they're probably going to be the 3 seed. It's very unfortunate. It felt very criminal watching that live.
Yeah, and then the refs that did it, they got knocked out of their playoff. They were supposed to ref a playoff game. They're no longer refing that playoff game. And then just today, the NFL pushed back and sent out a video to all the teams of how to properly check into a ref, which is them going back and saying that Decker did it wrong, I guess, essentially.
Yep. So they're doubling down on the Lions being wrong, essentially. Wow. Do you guys see that reffing crew? Brad Allen and his crew are actually reffing the ESPN game this Saturday night between the Ravens and Steelers.
Yeah, the worst game of the weekend.
Yeah, but it's on ESPN, like prime time. Wild.
Yeah.
And then Sam, you just mentioned the Pistons. Would you like to say anything about them?
Congrats on breaking it and then going back to losing.
Yeah, lost 2 nights later. I know. Natural thoughts.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask you guys, do you think they go back on another tear here? Go after the record they just set?
Not a chance.
I know, not a chance. We got the Spurs looming next week, and I think that'll be a good game. Hopefully they can pull that one out, but I don't know. They were probably still on their high from finally winning. I mean, Cade fell to his knees at center court once it finally happened. So you know they were going through it.
Did you guys go get free wings at Wingstop or no?
I did not.
No. Yeah, so we haven't seen you talk to you in a bit, Sam, on the podcast. So we went to the game where the Pistons lost their 27th straight against the Nets. Should have won. We actually found ourselves in the Motor City Club. Highly recommend to any GHLs. Basically, you get free beer and food, as much free beer and food, 12 ounces, and wine as you can have in a sitting during the whole game. So I definitely recommend that situation.
And we're not just talking popcorn and hot dogs. We're talking like pork chops, some steak, some like fancy charcuterie board meats.
Yep.
Soft served ice cream.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. So
if you can stumble yourself into there, do that. Whatever though. During the game, Max and I got after it a bit with the 12 ounces. So we were chanting, fire the coach. We upgraded to fire the coach. We were part of Sell the Team. We upgraded to fire the coach, fire Monty. This woman, so then the game ends, I handed my phone to this woman behind a few rows back. Clearly she had an issue with us chanting that. I don't think we were overly belligerent. But before she decided to take the photo, she said, "But do you really think it's the coach? How about the player who dribbled it off his foot?" And it was Cade Cunningham. He really dribbled it off his foot, but he had put up 41 or 43 points.
Put the team on his back the whole game.
Yep.
And he makes a physical mistake. It wasn't even a mental mistake. It was a physical mistake while the guy's guarding him. Yep.
So I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Nope, you're not taking my picture." And we walked down into the court and found someone else. So that lady.
At that point of the game, I remember specifically, they called a timeout. Cade has 41 points. He doesn't get the ball in that possession. They drew a play up for somebody else.
Alec Burks. Yep.
Dude. Yeah.
I mean, I was watching that game from the couch, and my problem with the Pistons in that game, specifically that game, at the end of that game, what was it? 4, maybe 5 straight possessions, turnover. So at that point, it's a mental thing, right? Like they had it, they could have done it, and then they just lost it mentally at the end of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna go back to the NFL real quick here. So we just talked about NFL playoff scenario in the NFC. It's somewhat locked up. All the Packers have to do is win, and they're in. And then everything else is over. So Seahawks. I don't know why you're fist pumping about the Packers, Sam. Nobody likes the Packers.
Go Pack, go!
Yeah, go pack someone's ass. So they're probably in NFC, as Max correctly noted. 49ers probably gonna be the Cowboys, Lions. And then the fourth, so the Bucks, so that's still open, but the Bucks, all they have to do is win, playing the Panthers. They should be locked in. And then 5 would actually be, so the number 1, it would be the Eagles. And then we have the Rams, which Sam would call for a rematch of sorts. Not really a rematch, but Matt Stafford at Ford Field in a playoff game. Whoa. Wild. AFC, though, is what I want to talk about. The Bills are playing the Dolphins. They're basically win or go home. Because if they lose, they would need some help. And we're still getting the playoffs. But if they win the AFC East. So kind of wild there. Playing for the 2 seed or playing to not get in the playoffs. Wild. With that being said, who are your new Super Bowl favorites? We'll start with you, Max.
My new Super Bowl, just contenders or favorite, like to win it all.
To play in the Super Bowl, 2 teams, one from each side.
Uh, give me the. I don't want to say it, but give me the Niners and give me the Ravens. Ravens are really good, and they're gonna rest up Lamar here for 2 straight weeks, and he's gonna be just as good spinning it. So, and I think the Ravens win. I'm gonna jump on Sam's Lamar Jackson jersey and pull that out.
I'm gonna stick with my prediction before the season started. I had Ravens Lions. I'm gonna stick with that in the Super Bowl. Sam?
Yeah, I mean the simplest, easiest, smartest one is Ravens 49ers. Knowing the NFL, that's not gonna happen. But I think at least one of those two teams will be there. But
Nice. All right. We're all in the Ravens. Max, what do you have?
I don't have much. I mean, shout out to Connor Stallions for being front row at the Rose Bowl. You're a dog. And then shout out to JJ today after practice. People are questioning Michigan again about stealing signs, and he straight up told them Ohio State stole their signs for the last 3 years he's been there. And Michigan didn't complain about it. They altered their game. So shout out to JJ for saying F you to everybody that still thinks Michigan's stealing signs.
Michigan's built different.
Yeah.
I don't know how you think that after that game. It was so evenly matched. Like everything was just it was a stalemate essentially. It just
Yeah. Really, really good football game.
It's literally the flag behind me. That's what it is. Michigan versus everybody, and people are just trying to find ways that Michigan should not be there.
Yeah. Bunch of bitches. I got one shout out to USA, the World Junior team. They're in the semis. They play. Max, help me out here. Who do they play in the semis? I don't have it on the tip of my tongue.
Finland tonight.
Nice. Yeah. So it'll be, but it's our tomorrow afternoon. It's Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, our 1:30. It's
Yeah.
tomorrow night for them, 1:30 for us.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So yeah, go USA.
have you guys
That's it.
seen some calls coming out of that? Like what the refs are calling for penalties?
Yeah, they look like me refing hockey.
It's bad. It's like they touch him on the shoulder after the whistle. It's like penalty.
It's not even that. They'll call that stuff, but then a guy will get decapitated about 2 minutes. But a guy will touch a guy on the shoulder. That's five in a game. He's trying to fight. So there's been a lot of funny videos that happened against Sweden and Canada, and the crowd's going nuts, and the refs come out and they go, no penalty for Sweden, and the crowd goes nuts. Canadian guy does the same thing. They throw him out of the game. It's great. Hometown hosers.
Love that. And then did you guys see that the 2026 World Juniors are going to be in Minnesota? So pretty cool. On
Minnesota.
USA, the folk knobs. Sam, do you have anything else?
No, I think that was it.
All right. Max, was that it for you?
That was it.
Okay, I got a couple things. So we finished our passionate picking segment. I thought it was a ton of fun. I love doing it throughout the year. We had a lot of great guests on, some poorly done guests. We didn't have any offers actually, so that's good. We did not have any perfectly guessed in the winning column either. Our best were 7-1, Justin Hall and Matt Iwanski throughout the year, and rightfully so. Those were our winners. Matt was the champion of the college football slate, and Justin was our NFL picking champion. So shout out to Justin Hall and Matt Iwanski. Stage Image Designs will be providing championship shirts for both. So thank you, and thanks for playing along to everyone. And then the last thing I want to say, we're in regards to our passionate picking. I still owe the 12-hour 12-burger challenge or pancakes. So I'm gonna either do that Saturday or Sunday this weekend. We'll get some videos up and we'll get that out. With that, actually, one more quick thing. Bowl season, guys, was ass.
Yeah.
It was bad. The bowl games were really
There was not a single game that entertained me on whatever the night the Lions played. All those games were horrible, and they should have been good.
Dylan and I ran through it in our head before the Michigan game, just sitting there watching Ass Swamp Liberty play Oregon, and we're like, what games stood out to us? We came up with two.
Yep. So it was the one that went to overtime.
Western Kentucky, Old Dominion.
Yep.
And then we came up with we went Clemson, Kentucky. That was the other one
Oh
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
a
yep, yep,
very good
yep.
one.
Those were good
Those are
ones.
two.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Wisconsin was actually close. That I put that one on at the end, but then Wisconsin did Wisconsin things. But yeah, I
That
had
was
that Oregon Liberty game on to like nap to, and I woke up. I went to sleep. It was like 3-0 or whatever Liberty. I woke up 21-3 Oregon. I was like, oh, okay.
yeah, that was a good one too. But yeah, bowl season was bad. So the Capital One bowl picks that we did. Cody, if you're listening, I want you to know I'm taking Michigan. So if you want to win our bowl picks, go ahead and pick Michigan so you can't lose. But if you take Washington, you will lose the bowl picks. So if he's listening, maybe he'll switch his pick. All right. Good job, boys. Go blue. Can't wait to watch the game. Obviously, hope Michigan pulls it out. Either way, hell of a season. Go blue. Starting now, featured or sponsored by Stage Room Designs. Pay $10, hop on, be our celebrity. Starting now, speaker, and receive an LTS shirt of your choice. Designed by Stage Room Designs. All right, this week's short and simple and sweet. Brad Allen, get bent. You're a bad NFL referee. You absolutely blew it for the Lions. In the last 6 games he's refed for the Lions in his career, they've lost every single one. One of the more infamous ones wasn't the last playoff game, but it was a playoff game in Dallas. Clear pass interference on Eric Ebron, did not call it. The Lions went on to lose the game. Brad Allen, FU. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures. Lions fans have taken billboards of what the record should have been for the Lions, and then also he was eligible. So pretty cool for Lions fans to do that. But FU Brad Allen, Serenity freaking now.
Yeah.
I just don't understand in today's technology, in today's world, how you can still mess up a call that important that late in the game, and it's just like whoopsie. What do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
mean?
I don't know.
I agree. There should be some law or rule, not a law, rule that like a coach gets to challenge one play call or like one penalty. Like that should be another flag. They should have a green flag for that.
Yeah,
Something like that. I don't know.
or it's like constantly microphoned up, right? So they would have caught that. I don't know. I feel like some microphone would have caught that in today's day and age. You hear everything. It feels like
Oh, I'm sure that somebody had to have a
somebody had it.
yeah.
You know,
I'm sure
Ass.
somebody. NFL
Um,
does.
for a lot of things in the last 2 weeks, it could have been starting out. But Brad Allen, you take the cake, my guy. All right, fellas. 2023 was an excellent year for sports. A lot of stuff happened. Before we head to 2024 and our sports resolutions, things we would like to do better or different or simply just new, I think it'd be best to first recap what our last year's Christmas wishes were for the year 2023 in sports. So I went back, researched our episode. It was with Cody Jordan, actually was our guest, and had jotted down all of our wishes. Before we get to that, I want to hear what your guys' favorite moments of 2023 sports wise were. And I'll start first so you guys can think about yours. One of mine, Michigan hockey. The Michigan hockey team last year was awesome. They went to the Penn State Regional as the 1 seed, horse shit right there, and beat Penn State in overtime to advance to the Frozen Four. Max was there. That was amazing. That's up there for me. Throw it in the dirt. It's up there for me. It's going to a Tigers game in the crowd, getting in the crowd. Someone else started chanting, but we had the whole section chanting, throw it in the dirt. That was a fun time. The 999, where Max, Sam, and I were together and we tried to eat 9 hot dogs, drink 9 beers, and 9 innings of baseball. Great time. Michigan football this year has been amazing to watch. And then my last one I had on my list was Lions Chiefs, the first Thursday night game of the year. Lions go in Arrowhead and win. Amazing. So now I'm going to go to you, Sam. Do you have any sprinkled highlights of 2023?
Yeah, I'd say the FIFA World Cup, Argentina winning. That was top tier. And then went to my first MLS game down here in Charlotte. Got to watch the Charlotte FC play, which was pretty sick.
Very nice. So you had one, but that's okay. I will friendly reminder that the World Cup was in 2022.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was over in December.
Freaking brutal year, bro.
Max, what about you?
I mean, Dylan dubbed a couple that I was a part of. Penn State being there and beating Michigan beating Penn State in overtime and being there, and Penn State fans flipping off. My buddy Mark and I, because we were decked out in Michigan gear, legendary. Then throw it in the dirt section will forever be in my heart. The 999 is a great one, but one we didn't hit on, the Loga Olympics. I know it's just a smaller in-house kind of sporting event, but it's always a great time when the family gets together. So that's a good one for me. I mean, just going through it, I think that'd be it. I mean, actually, I like going to see Sophia and Megan play women's soccer. It was my
I
first
forgot
ever
about
women's
that. That was
soccer one.
awesome. That's a
So
good.
that was a really good one. And then led into a good weekend. So shout out to them for inviting us and allowing us to come.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, shout out to all of our guests in 2023. I hope to have some excellent ones on in 2024. Okay, so now let's move to the second part. So there's 3 parts. Part 3 will be the resolutions. Part 2 is our recap of what our wishes. Max, we'll start with you. I'm just have a random list of how they were said in the podcast. You were hoping for at this time, not to think back, but we were hoping to have Michigan beat TCU and then eventually either beat Georgia or Ohio State. Obviously, that didn't happen, but you're on your wish list. You were hoping for a national title.
Well, I just asterisked that to 2024.
Just knock on wood for me.
What'd you say?
So knock on some wood and we'll be good. Another wish of yours, Max, was to actually attend a championship parade. You intelligently noted that you were close enough to Philly at the time because you lived in Pennsylvania. But Max, knock on some wood. Maybe I'll see you in Ann Arbor in about 8 days, 7 days.
Absolutely.
All right. So Max, you could potentially knock out a couple of your wishes just a little bit later. But not too. Sam, you didn't knock this out in 2023, but you kind of did. So I'm going to give it to you. You were hoping last year for a Detroit team to make the playoffs. And guess what? The Lions locked it in 2023.
I'll take it.
Got it. So good job. Another, again, you just already announced it. You nailed it. Was to attend a sporting event. You mentioned the Hornets and the Hurricanes on the podcast, but instead you went to FC Charlotte, which does count.
I don't even know if FC Charlotte was around at that point. They might not have been.
You went to a 49ers game, so hell yeah.
That's true. That is true.
So good job. So Sam ripped off a couple of his. So his sports wish lists were very well done. Mine, not so much. So I wanted to play 3 straight holes of golf without a bogey. I did not play nearly enough golf to make that happen, so that was a fail. I wanted the Tigers front office to be aggressive in 2023. They were not so aggressive. They actually traded people away. Hoping for that in 2024. Another one that I did not do was join a rec league or youth league in Metro Detroit. Wanted to get after it in some athletic form. Hopefully in 2024. So I was over 3. Max is a tough one for you. He wanted his LVC hockey team to make the postseason. Max, did the team make the postseason last year?
No.
Which, how are the LVC hockey boys doing this year?
They're on Christmas break still, but I think they're sitting at like a 2-7 record, maybe.
All right, so on pace.
Yeah, on pace, keeping par.
Love it. Max, you wanted April in the D. You did not get it.
You know what? I will not get it this year either. We make it a sprinkle. We make it a sprinkle.
We
not
all
the whole cake. We make it a little slice, not the whole cake.
4 of us agreed April and D would be successfully check yes if one of the teams made the playoffs. And I think
but we could have 2 teams going at now. We could have Tigers will be going. Hopefully the Red Wings.
There you go. Yep. So you potentially.
Yeah.
So Cody was on. A couple of his were he wanted a Final Four in basketball for Michigan State. Ooh, tough titties, Cody. Sorry about that. Let a guy that's 5'9" beat Michigan State. And then he wanted a Michigan State Frozen Four in either 2023 or 2024. Far from that in 2023. Maybe. They're pretty not bad in 2024. So Michigan State, maybe. We'll see. And then he wanted me to purchase him tickets. He's rooting for this for the next 4 years to the World Cup or the Final Four in 2026. Cody, like I said last year at this time, I'm going to have to hit that $450,000 parlay for us to go. So send me your picks. And then lastly, Sam, said you were going to get into coaching last year. Did you do that?
No.
Will you do that this year?
I mean, I got some better hookups in the Fort Wayne area to kind of get closer to that goal, but I don't know. Probably not.
You commuting from North Carolina to Fort Wayne to coach?
Yeah,
It's
that's where the
PJ.
hookups are. So,
Oh yeah, that's sweet. 7.5 hours there, 7.5 back.
yeah.
15-hour commute, not bad. All right, boys. Sam definitely won his Christmas sports wish list from last year. So 2023 was the most successful for Sam. So snaps and claps to you, Samuel. Um, with that, let's move on to 2024 and see if we can become a little bit more successful with our resolutions or our wishes. Let's start with you, Max. Give me at least one or two resolutions for 2024 sports year.
All right. So my first one, Sam kind of sniffed at this one with the relaxing thing. Try not to yell at the TV as much when I'm watching my teams. I know they can't hear me. I don't have a say in what's going on. I'm just a spectator, Northern or Southern Michigan. So that's probably at the top of my list. Just not yell as much. I can get excited, but not yell negative things like "What you doing, dipshit?" or things like that. They can't hear me, so
That's a good one. I would probably agree with it. I probably should drop the fucks, just random fucks, like maybe just a cheering. All right,
yeah.
what's your second one?
Try to go to 5 different sporting events this year. So
Bold.
you got your major four, you got your basketball, baseball, football, hockey. But I want to slip in something else, maybe like a soccer game in there. If something comes to Detroit that's kind of funky out there, do something like that.
I like it. Maybe hit up the USFL.
Yeah, the Michigan Panthers made the cut again. They'll be in town. That's
Yeah.
tough football though.
All right.
And then this is kind of just in general one for everybody. Like GHL, get involved. If you love sports, just get involved. Whether you're a ref, whether you play, or whether you coach, just get involved with the game you love. I mean, it's fun.
All right, amen to that. Sam, give me a couple.
Let's see. So 2024 is going to be a big year for me. A lot of things happening already. 6 days in. Oh, shoot, 3 days in. So let's see. So number one is going to be start playing soccer again. Got a taste of it over the holiday break. Should be able to accomplish that one rather easily. And then another big one. So the relaxation with sports has been quite a game changer over the last year. And it's essentially kind of separating myself from it. It has made the games much more enjoyable. Like I said, I had Michigan on in the background while watching it and doing other things, and it has been fantastic. I'm going to start, trying to. I've been easing back into Michigan sports because they're the most heart-wrenching things to watch, in my opinion. So now it's spreading that to other sports. So the Red Wings, the Pistons, the Lions, all that stuff. Those are kind of my top two right now.
Could you explain that a little better?
What do you like?
Trying to
Like the
approach
separation from
or lack,
sports?
I guess.
He's
That
getting back into it. He's getting back into the game.
so you're turning the relaxation off and you're turning the intensity up.
No, the relaxation stays. It's just the separation has allowed more clarity. So
Clarity
So
on
he's taking a little bit of mine where he's not gonna be screaming at the TV. He's just gonna be a fan.
exactly. So just continue to enjoy the game for what it is. Understand, I mean, it was there like one day. I think it was like on the TV, and somebody goes, these are 18-year-old kids, and I looked at myself and I was like, dang, I'm like older than them. I cannot be yelling at them. Like it
Hey,
doesn't
man.
make sense to put my heart and soul into these 18-year-olds. So now I just enjoy it as what it is in reality TV and enjoy it.
When Dave Portnoy and I combined to bet $1,300,000 on the Michigan Wolverines, you bet your ass I'm gonna be yelling. All right. Okay.
Uh,
But all right, fair enough. Sam's taking a more peaceful approach to his sports watching agenda. I can get down with that, I guess. Um, you guys both kind of did something you didn't. So Sam was just becoming more peaceful. Max was to stop yelling so much. Mine's not allowing degenerate jackasses like Paul Feinbaum or stupid individuals who write words that they think they're important for certain schools ruin my day and talk shit about my teams. I'm going to block that out, ignore the naysayers, as someone would say from Alabama, and just focus on my teams and my head. So that's my first one.
that's a very good one for you.
It is. I need it. A second one, kind of like yours, Max, but more specifically to a team. Attend a Road Lions game. I've never actually done it. I really want to do that in 2024. So that's on my 2024 list. And then another one I kind of mentioned with my bogey situation. I didn't golf at all, really. So I'm going to golf more with my friends. To get out there and at least 10 times a summer, spring, summer, fall, golf 10 times. That's my goal. Max, give me a couple more.
So these two are going to go with betting. Try to focus more on watching what I bet. Stop picking random teams that I have no idea what they look like, how they're playing. Focus on teams I can watch. That's a big one. And then this is kind of like at the Pistons. Don't bet on bad teams. When you know they're bad, like, yeah, they're my team. Like, I get hyped for them, but they're bad. Just don't do that.
So I'm gonna jump in, Sam, because I have two betting ones as well. My first one to go along with the bad teams. Court's still out, but I just wrote bet less on Michigan basketball. Yeah, might be a tough season, so I'm just gonna maybe try and stay away from betting so much on Michigan basketball. I love them; they're my favorite. Maybe just not lose money for the mortgage on them. And then my second one, bet successfully on the 2024 Olympics. And side note, Snoop Dogg's gonna be boots on the ground as a reporter for NBC, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I'm gonna dig into a bunch of research. I'm gonna be a successful bettor for the 2024 Olympics. Sam, what do you have?
When are the 2024 Olympics? When do they start?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say June, but it could be August.
Oh, okay.
Those
Yeah,
are separated by a few months.
Yeah, you got a wide race there. So a couple more for me are I'm actually gonna take a page out of Dylan's book and try to do it like tastefully, but get more TVs so I can enjoy more sport watching in more random places, like outdoor. Like that is a fantastic opportunity that I haven't been able to do down here. And then another one is I am actually going to. This is the big one. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time, but I'm going to try to build a futsal court in my backyard. That one, check back with me. That might be a project that you see on the channel. We'll see.
Love it. Nice. That's badass. Man,
The Olympics are July 26th to August 11th.
I was on
So that one would not work with my. I want to go watch Fulham in England. I was hoping that the Paris Olympics would be going on.
Be sweet. I like that, Sam. 2024.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Make it happen.
All right. Max, give me the rest of yours.
So kind of along with Dylan's from last year, join a league or like a rec league or a competitive league, whether it's serious or not, like pickup, join something like that. And then once I do that, stay healthy. Don't get hurt.
That's a big one. Yeah. Don't want to be tearing any ACLs. Is that all you got?
Yep, those are my
Perfect.
6.
Excellent. I have 2 more as well. One is make more friends who like to bet on sports. I think I need to build more of a village and a community that I can bounce things off of.
Needs to be an app for that.
There should be an app for that, like Tinder for sports bettors.
Yes.
I want to win the Loga Olympics in 2024. Sam, give me your last one or two.
My last one is the Max hit on it. Yeah, aiming to play a bunch and do a lot of things. So want to start to work out and not get hurt. Avoid getting injured.
Love it. Excellent. All right, guys. I think 2024 is going to be a great year for us. Some excellent resolutions. Things will start to heat up in 4 days, and we'll know whether or not greatness is upon us. Go blue. All right, Sam, you're cool talk. You got 30 seconds. Are you ready?
Right.
5 questions. Who played in this year's NHL outdoor game on New Year's Day?
Kraken, Vegas. That's pretty sick. They're tossing fish.
Good job. They were tossing fish. What are you most looking forward to in January?
January, I would say, honestly, the national championship.
Nice. Who's your favorite Michigan football player?
Ever? Nah, I'll just go with JJ. We'll go with JJ McCarthy. I think he's solid. Dude's funny.
Best gift you received for Christmas?
That's such a pinhole, Dylan.
5 seconds.
Peacock subscription is coming clutch already 2 days in.
Michigan or Washington and score? 2 seconds.
Michigan, 27-25.
Excellent. Go blue. That's all for episode 67 of Legally Teaching Your Sports. It's 2024. Win one more. Quote Bo Schembechler. Those who stay will be champions. Let's fucking go.